What's going on, baseball fans? Breaking news. Josh Hader is going to the San Diego Padres. What in the heck is going on right now? What the heck is going on? Are you kidding me? I was just live, like 15 minutes ago? And then we had a little report from Heyman saying the market for Montas was dwindling down to a few teams. And then I came back just in time to talk about that. And then I close out the stream, and then this happens. Like, what the heck is going on? I can't win. I can't win, man. It just blows my mind. What the heck is going on here? This really came out of left field. What is I am mind blown by this right now. Let's get to it here. We got around 200 people here. Hopefully we get a few more trickle on in. But, oh my. Oh, and here we go. And I guess John Heyman earlier also said, I missed this too, Angels have decided to keep Shohei Ohtani. Yankees were among the teams to make an offer, but Ohtani will stay. Anyway, we're not talking about Ohtani. We're talking about Josh Hader here. Wow. Okay, here we go. So we're getting some moves here, everyone. We're getting some moves. So Rosenthal tweeted out 21 minutes ago, Michael Yench, thank you for becoming a member for the third straight month. And he tweeted out here, Hader was close to being moved. He said the Padres were strongly in the mix. And then Passan broke it. It's a done deal. Hader to the Padres. That's unbelievable. You know, let me pull up Hader's numbers here. Unbelievable, dude. Like, this just like, whoa. Blew my mind. Joe Girardi, Hader. Padres aren't out on Soto, and they got Hader. Win. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go break down this trade. Hader, his numbers had been going up a little bit. 4.24 ERA, 3.47 FIP, a ton of strikeouts still. But his numbers had been going up. Let's take a look at his game log as of late. So he had one game where it got inflated. He gave up 6 runs against the Giants back on July 15th. Had a bad game against the Twins before that. But other than that, you know, he'd been a little spotty. He had given up a run in 3 straight outings in early July. He has not had a good month. So that is one thing to take note of. If you take a look at his numbers from in April and May and June. So something's been going on with him, and the Brewers probably just felt like, okay, I don't know. We something is going on with this guy. We can't seem to figure him out, but he still has value. We need to take advantage of this. They probably felt like, okay, like, there's something just going on with Josh Hader here. He was great in the first month. Very good in May. June, started to give up a couple of runs there. Not a whole lot. But July, he was getting pounded like we just saw there. He was giving up runs. He had a 6-run outing there. So ERA was all the way in the 12s in the month of July. So, yeah, man. I don't know what was going on with him. But taking a look here at the trade. So let's go plug these guys in. They got themselves a pretty decent package here. Everyone, baseball trade values, best baseball trade simulator on the market. Taking a look here. Political history, what's going on? As a Brewers fan, I am absolutely shocked, and I'm uncontrollably crying and vomiting as we speak. Sad day in Brewerland. But let's look at this trade here, political history. I don't think you should be down and out for the count just yet. It looks like they got themselves a pretty nice package. Let's go to the Padres. Let's put the Padres here. And then let's put the Brewers over here. So, all right. The Brewers obviously sending over Hader. Taking a look here. Hader, his value was higher, but again, he had been kind of struggling a little bit in July. So his value definitely went down a smidge, but still at a pretty good $15.5 million. Still pretty good. And actually, with Hader, how many saves did he have? Let's actually pull that up. He had 29 saves. So actually, if I were to pull up the leaderboards when it comes to saves, I feel like he was in the top 5. Let's start. Okay. Relievers. Here we go. Oh, yeah, he was leading the league. So he was leading all of Major League Baseball at 29 saves. The guy was out of his mind. So one good thing with Josh Hader is his xFIP was a 2.41. So definitely keep that in mind with him. Hader's still really good, man. Still very good. Yes, bad month of July, but I wouldn't worry too much. Aggie Skate 11. At this point, you should just do a 24-hour stream. And also, as a Nats fan, I'm kind of excited to just trade everyone away already. Yeah. Aggie Skate, honestly, I would be lying if I didn't, even just think about just staying on earlier when the trade with Efros happened, because you felt, and then the Montaz rumor started floating around, and I'm like, should I just stay live? Should I just hang out for the next, whatever, 5 hours? But, yeah, man, I don't even know. But as for the Nationals, yeah, you got to start making some moves. I think Soto's going to get moved. But here we go. Padres getting Hader. Let's look at the package going back. So they got, I don't know, man. I think if you're the Brewers, I think you should be pretty happy with this. This is pretty good. You got a closer back. You got Taylor Rogers back. With Rogers, let me pull him up here. I feel like he was doing all right with the Padres. Here we go. We got 536 people just hanging out. Appreciate everyone coming by. Here. Man, oh man. Taking a look. So we had Rogers, 5.4. So you're getting a guy back for your bullpen. So as you can see here with Taylor Rogers, a 4.35 ERA, but he has a FIP of 2.35. So I think his expected numbers are looking pretty good moving forward. He's also getting a good amount of strikeouts, not as many as Hader. With Hader, actually, let me pull him back up. What were his walks? Like 3 per 9. So you are getting less walks with Taylor Rogers. Man, I just can't believe it. We're talking about like Soto. We're talking about Ohtani. And we're talking about all these other guys. And then Hader just out of nowhere. My goodness. But that's the first piece going back. We got Rogers to the Brewers. And we also had Lamet, too. Where is he? Lamet. So he is negative, so that is one thing. And with him, let me actually pull him up here. All right, so with Lamet, I mean, he's having a really, that's one thing the Padres really wanted to unload him. He was really good, 2019, 2020, good numbers those years. And then last year, he's very limited. He was out of the bullpen. He was back and forth between the bullpen and the rotation. But this year, they just kept him in the bullpen. Good strikeout numbers, but the walks were really bad. He was getting hit. So Lamet, that's something maybe the Brewers, they could figure something out with him. But that is negative value going back to the Brewers. But they also added a couple other pieces here as well. You got, I believe he's the number 5 or 6 prospect, Robert Gasser, as well as Esteury Ruiz. Ruiz, sorry. So let's pull these guys up on here. Let's go Gasser, 2.4. And then Ruiz, so 0.2. So when you're looking at it here, it's not accepted on the model. So it's interesting. Hader, again, that month of July, that hurt his value more, to these teams out there looking to make a trade. So the Brewers definitely, when you're looking at the numbers, they're losing this one. But do I have the wrong Ruiz in the deal? What are we? Outfielder, Esteury Ruiz. I think I have the right Ruiz in this. Or unless it's this one. I'm just looking. Okay. So if it's this one, all right. Well, okay. I don't know why they're putting outfielder. So let me just make sure. Okay. Yeah. So if that's the right one, then this definitely looks better. So then it's a moderate overpay. So, we had another super chat earlier. He struck man. Opinion on the Yankees Cubs trade. I liked it. I think the Yankees had to give up a pretty decent prospect there, but I think they felt fine because they have Waldichuk there. So I think they felt Wesneski a little more expendable there. Granted, he is the number 7, but yeah. I like the deal. The Yankees needed a reliever. They needed a good reliever there, and he's under control. Efros is under a lot of control, man. He's not going to be a free agent for a while. So the Yankees, that's a guy for their bullpen, they could have for the next however many years. So I like it for the Yankees. They needed a guy. You know, they had some injuries there. Michael King, Chad Green as well. So I like the move. I thought it was good and good pickup for the Cubs, getting a solid pitching prospect. So, if I do have, Joe Girardi hater, if I do have the right Ruiz here, again, I was looking at, because it said outfielder Ruiz. So let me actually go to here, the Padres. So where is he? Here we go. So this is probably the one that I put in earlier. So, okay. So that's Augustin Ruiz. I think I'm saying that right. So Esteury Ruiz. So I wonder why they have him as a second baseman on baseball trade values. It says outfielder here. He is the number 28. This is why one thing I would like with baseball trade values, if you have like a couple of Ruizes, it'd be, I think a nice little thing would be to like add like the letter of their first name, just so you can tell the difference. But so it says here, those wheels have helped him move. Okay, so he will. Okay, so that's where. Yeah, so he used to be a second baseman, so now he's more in the outfield. So okay, this looks a lot better now. This is way better, way better. That looked not very good a second ago, but this is approved by the simulator. $15.5 million going back to the Padres with Josh Hader, and the Brewers getting 11.1 in return. So what I like about it for the Brewers is you're getting Rogers for your bullpen. You're getting a decent pitching prospect in Gasser. You're getting a decent outfield prospect in Ruiz. You're getting a guy in Lamet where, sure, he hasn't really done anything this year, but that's still a project that you could work with. I like it. I like it for the Brewers. You know, the Brewers probably just felt like they couldn't do anything else with Hader. You know, he's had a really bad month, and they felt like now was the time if we're going to sell on Hader, like this is the time we got to do it. And the Brewers just felt like they couldn't count on Hader moving forward. Dominant last month, really good in the first couple of months there, but then he started to kind of regress over the last couple of months, and very much so in the month of July. But this trade is approved by baseball trade values as a moderate overpay. So I like it. I like it for both sides. I think the Brewers, sure, would you maybe want like a little bit more? Because obviously Josh Hader has that name value, but would you maybe want a little bit more there? Yeah, absolutely. But I like that they got a reliever here in Rogers, can just go right into their bullpen. You know, got Gasser, and let me actually pull up Gasser's numbers as well. Gasser's number 7 in their system. Good fastball, good slider, good changeup. Lefty, 23 years old. You know, not amazing in the minors right now. 4.18 ERA, 18 starts. But he has 115 strikeouts over 90 innings. Hitters are getting 252 against him. We had seen Robert Gasser's name pop up in trade proposals, so not surprised to see him end up getting moved. But I don't know. But what I like about this also, and we had this mentioned in the chat earlier, the fact that the Padres didn't have to give up like anything big, like a James Wood or a Jackson Merrill. I mean, you weren't ever going to give up Robert Hassel. It's possible you could have sent over Campusano, because Campusano's value has taken a bit of a hit. He has a $7.5 million. So it's possible he could have been a part of the deal. I wonder if his name had come up at all. But you still held on to him. You've held on to your big pieces, right? CJ Abrams, he was not going to ever go in a deal like that. Hassel would never go in that kind of a deal. But you kept Jackson Merrill. Merrill could have been a guy possibly in that deal if you had just done maybe like one or two players. Merrill and like another piece could have been something there in a conversation, but I like it. And what I'm talking about here is now you've kept you still have your big pieces here, and you could still go make a move for Soto if you're still going for it. So Houdini, we had a super chat earlier. Abrams, Gore, Grisham, Hassel, and Merrill for Soto. Who says no, San Diego or Washington? I think Washington at this point. If either of those teams, I think San Diego. Now, Gore is a little questionable because he's got the elbow thing going on. And so I wonder if, I don't know. Maybe, would the Padres even want to give him up? Or would the Nationals even want to take him? I don't know about that. But to me, I think the team where it comes down to, it's common sense, but it's the Nationals. What package are they going to want? They're going to get really good offers from the Dodgers, Padres, and Cardinals. It's going to come down to what do they like? I can like something, right? I can like chocolate ice cream, but maybe they want strawberry. Maybe they want something different. Maybe they're looking for different things. So it is going to come down to what Washington wants. But in the end, this deal here for Josh Hader, yeah, you would have liked the Brewers to maybe get a little bit more. They probably saw a little more value in Lamet. They probably saw a bit more of a project in him where they could get him turned around. Like, yeah, his value right now is negative. And what is he making? So he's making 4.8 average. He's a free agent in 24. So they probably feel like they can get this guy on track. And you got a couple of prospects here. I think this is good, overall. And the Brewers, you got some variety here. And yeah, overall. And for the Padres, I think it's good because you didn't give up anything like substantial, really. And the question is, will Hader upgrade their bullpen? He's been struggling. Will that be an upgrade? Should that have been a move? I'm looking at more from the Padres' point of view. What if you end up getting Hader? He's been struggling. What if he doesn't turn it around? Like, what if he ends up being, he's going to be their closer. So let's see if Fangraphs has updated this yet. Here we go. There you go. Josh Hader already in there. So I think that's the question here. Obviously he's been one of the better relievers for a while now. One of the best relievers, not even better, one of the best. But he's been really bad lately. So, yeah, man. I think let me actually go back. How has he been doing in like his last few outings? He's been better over his last couple. So he was good against my Red Sox in the past series. Gave up a couple of hits and a run to Colorado. He was good in the first game against Colorado. So he's been better lately. Just that he had that really bad stretch. He went through 3 games in a row where he gave up a run. Then he had an okay outing against the Twins, and then 3 runs against the Twins, and then 6. So these 2 outings right here really inflated his ERA, but I'm also looking at these 2. He was giving up a couple of hits and some runs there. So he's been better lately. I feel like for the Padres, I also think for the Padres, this was a way for them to kind of unload from their roster. There are going to have to be, roster crunches eventually. So I think this is a way for them to unload a little bit to get rid of Lamet. You're getting rid of Rogers here in the process too. You're replacing him with Hader, but I think for the I like it for both sides. I mean, it really is dependent on, is Hader past his struggles? Is he fully past those struggles? That's what I'm wondering about. Yeah, Raging Bull. Yeah, it gets Lamet off the books. I think that was a bit of motivation there for the Padres. I think they thought, all right, we want to get this guy off our books. We need to get him off. He's not doing well. He's wasting a roster spot. So now this clears a roster spot. So you're replacing Hader with Rogers, and now Lamet's off your roster. So now they have room to add someone here. Could they maybe? I don't know. Is there maybe something going on for Soto possibly? Maybe? Clearing a roster spot for him? I don't know. It's very possible. Let's see if there's any other news. Also, I don't know if anyone saw it, but earlier, Joe Musgrove, he signed an extension to go back home with the Chicago Cubs. So John Heyman reported that. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Joe Musgrove going back home to the Cubs, 5-year, $100 million deal. And it made me wonder, where is Frankie Months going to go to? Frankie Months. I have no idea. John Heyman, he was speculating. Where is Frankie Months going to go to? We'll have to wait and see. But let's go back here. Let's see if there's any other reports here. Oh, there he goes. Okay, he fixed it. Okay, Joe Musgrove to the Padres. There we go. So Feinstein, he's been talking here. With Hader on his way to San Diego, the Brewers can either use Taylor Rogers or Devin Williams in the closer's role. So, I mean, yeah, I think you can go either way. I actually wonder if they put Williams there. Williams is nasty, man. He's nasty. So, but then Rogers also he's up there in saves too. So you can go either way. I wonder what they do. It's going to be interesting. Here we go. Joel Sherman, he was saying earlier, when the Mets trade with San Diego for Hosmer, Paddock, Pagan fell apart just before the season, the Twins stepped in for Paddock, Pagan, and dealt Taylor Rogers and Brent Rooker to the Padres. Now Rogers is redirected to the Brewers after 28 saves. So, yeah, man. I like it. I like it for both sides. I think it's great. And here, Adam McCalvey, he was talking here. Here's why the Brewers would trade Josh Hader and why they've always listened on him. Balance between win now versus avoiding another rebuild. Stearns always says he believes best strategy is getting as many bites of the apple as possible. Sometimes that means tough decisions. So I think it's that, you know. That's what Chaim Bloom is doing really with the Red Sox. He's looking to build sustainability. That's what a lot of these teams now are doing. And I think for the Padres, they saw an opportunity. They probably didn't feel great about Josh Hader. I'm guessing there was something there where they just weren't feeling him. And, you know, because he's one of the best arms. This kind of shocked me. I'm not going to lie. It was out of left field. You know, no pun intended. But yeah, so I don't know, man. This was a pretty big move. I'm still kind of digesting it. I just didn't think. I kind of thought we were past the point of Josh Hader being traded, you know, unless it was like in the off season. Kind of just thought we were past that point. And yeah, I thought the Brewers, they were pretty much, again, he had struggled there in July, a little spotty, a couple of bad outings. But I figured they're just going to go right on through, go to the playoffs with him. And here you are. So who knows? Maybe Lamet can end up being something for the Brewers. Let's go actually here. Do Fangraphs have Lamet in the Brewers bullpen? Let's see who they have in the closer role. So they actually put Devin Williams as the closer on Fangraphs. So, I mean, that definitely could change, obviously. But they think Devin Williams is going to be the closer and Taylor Rogers is going to be the lefty setup man. And I actually kind of agree with that. I think I might like Rogers as like a lefty option there. You know, Williams has been really good, man. He's been nasty. So I think I've been saying this now for a couple of years. You got Devin Williams as like the heir apparent, you know, for the closer role. Like this was the next guy. And watch, you know, a few years from now, Devin Williams, they'll end up moving him too. So Taylor Rogers, I think, is going to be better in the setup role. I like a lefty guy. Gives you a little more flexibility. And but with Lamet, it looks like, where do they have Lamet here? So they think Lamet is going to go down to AAA. So which could end up being a good thing for him. But that I'm not gonna be honest. Like, I know he has not had a good season, but this is a guy. He's got good stuff, man. You know, get this guy on track. He can end up being a really good piece for you. You know, so it's very positive. And Taylor Rogers, I think, is he under control for another year? Oh no, he is a free agent after this year. So that is one thing. Does he have an option? I don't think he has an option, does he? Let me go here. Let's go to payroll. So, no, he is just a free agent after this. So, a couple of super chats coming in. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Vulgar Knight 297-499. Who wins if the Padres and the Brewers meet in a 3-game playoff series? That'd be a great series. Fantastic series. Ugh. It really just depends. I can't answer that question until after the deadline. You know, you never know. The Padres can end up getting something like a Soto. You know, Brewers can end up adding another piece. Right now, I would probably... that's tough. It's really even. I don't know. I mean, the Brewers last year, a lot of people were picking them because you had the starting pitching, you know, Corbin Burns and whatnot. I feel like I would lean probably the Padres. I don't know. But then again, I like the Brewers too. That's a toughie, man. That's a toughie in a 3-game series. I don't know. I actually might lean Brewers. Maybe. Their offense has been pretty good lately. And Renfroe's been good. You know, Yelich is doing better this year than last year. I might lean Brewers in there, but then again, I like the Padres too. I like the Padres. I don't know. I hope they meet in the playoffs. That'd be really cool. We had another super chat here. Ekdoro Kododo. I think I said that right. White Sox trading for Gallo would be a great move. Wouldn't cost much. Huge defensive upgrade. Also has the best OPS since the start of 2021 at Guaranteed Rate Field. I mean, to me, I think a team that should trade for Gallo should be, I think, a playoff contender, just because it's like, why would a team that's out of it really trade for him? Because he's going to be a free agent anyway. So I think a team that should take a chance on him should be a team that is in contention, where he could be a left-handed bat off the bench for you. Like, I think the Braves would be a really good fit for him. You could see the White Sox as well. So I definitely think a playoff contender would be a good fit for you. For Gallo, sorry. And then, yeah. Jed, $5 super chat. Prediction: Cody Bellinger will sign with the Sox and Josh Bell traded to the Red Sox. Did you mean Cody Bellinger with the Red Sox or the White Sox? I think you mean the Red Sox. But I don't know if I would want Cody Bellinger on the Red Sox, to be completely honest. I don't know. But Josh Bell, absolutely. Definitely. Okay, Jed, you meant the Red Sox. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want Bellinger. I don't know. Maybe like a 1-year deal. I could see something like that. Maybe like take a chance on him kind of a deal. But I wouldn't want anything long-term as of right now. But Josh Bell, yeah, absolutely. I think Josh Bell would be a good pickup for the Red Sox. They have had like no stability at first base this year. And yeah, absolutely. Gene, what are you saying? Bob Nightingale. What is Bob Nightingale saying? The Brewers also made catcher Omar Narvaez and second baseman Colton Wong available at the same time. Oh, the Brewers are wheeling and dealing here, everyone. The Brewers are out here. They're making some moves. They're making some noise. Now we got Omar Narvaez and Colton Wong on the market. My goodness. Connor, do you think the Twins have a shot at Montas? Yeah, absolutely. I think the Twins need some starting pitching. I definitely think that's the way to go. Absolutely. Everyone, while I have over 1,000 people in here, thank you for joining me. If you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below. We're on the road to 26,000 subscribers. We just hit 25,000 subscribers not too long ago. Huge milestone for the channel. And everyone, if you can, hit that like button for me right now. I don't know, let's say a goal of around 150 likes. I think we could do that. And hey, share the stream out there if you can. I'll hang out for a little bit. So, alrighty, let's get to it. But we're basically, I don't know, just looking out to see if anything else happens here. Oh, we got another deal. Bob Nightingale tweeting out. The Rays pick up left-hander Garrett Clevinger from the Dodgers for Herman Tapia. All right, let's plug it into the simulator. But again, one more time, if you are here, obviously you're here for the Josh Hader. I can't even talk. Josh Hader to the Padres. Here is the deal. Hader going to the Padres, $15.5 million roughly. And going back to the Brewers, you got Rogers. He's going to go back. He's going to go into their bullpen in place of Hader. And then you got Donaldson Lamet, Robert Gasser, and then Ruiz. So in the end, I think it's a good deal for both sides. Then again, I think here's where I guess I'm at. I feel like the Padres have more. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I feel like the Padres have more to lose here. If that makes, I don't know, but then it's. I think the Brewers, because the thing with the Brewers is like you got rid of Hader, but you brought in a really good reliever in place of him. So I mean, like, it's not like the Brewers are really sure. Like Hader is like, big time, but he was falling off the wagon there a little bit. You're bringing in another guy who's right behind Hader and saves. So it's like, I feel like the Brewers did a good job here. You brought in some pieces. Lamet could end up maybe getting turned around and doing something. Like, I feel like the Padres, to me, it's like it's a bit of a risk, but not really at the same time, if that makes sense. Like this could end up being huge for them, but I feel like they already had a pretty good option in Rogers. Like, I don't know. Maybe they just thought Hader would be a better fit than Rogers. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's down the middle, really, that's what I think. So I think for the Padres, there's definitely, they have a higher ceiling here, right? But for the Brewers, they're looking at still contending now, but also they have pieces for the future too. So that's where I like it. So yeah, Hugh Tron, Rogers, he had been hurt a little bit there as well. So that is also something to consider. He was missing some time, but with Rogers, like lately, he did pitch a few days ago. So gave up a couple of runs, 3 hits. He'd been having, so like in the last few outings for each of those guys, they had been trending in opposite directions. Like Hader was doing really bad at one point, but then he was doing well his last few outings. And then Rogers, his last few outings hasn't been all that great. So in the end, I think it's just a pretty even move. There's not really anything that I hate about it. I think it's fine. I think it's good for both sides. The Brewers, they get pieces for the future. They get a good arm for their bullpen now. Sure, he's been struggling. And Hader, he'd been on the market forever. That's why it's like shocking to me, just because you heard his name so much and now here you go. Finally, like they did it. I just thought they were never going to do it. So, but we had another trade here. Bob Nightingale reporting the Rays getting Garrett Clevinger from the Dodgers for Herman Tapia. Let's plug this one in. So, my goodness. Like, this is like just blown my mind. I did not think we were going to see this. Here we go. So, let's, actually, is he even, I don't think Tapia is even in the Rays system. Okay. All right, well, let's put Clevinger. Clevinger had no value. So I'm guessing Tapia, he's not even in this system. So usually when guys aren't even in the system, he just hasn't updated it yet. They probably really don't have any kind of a value. So I don't know, unless let's see here. Let's go to the Rays. I'm guessing he's not in their top 30. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess for Clevinger, let's go pull this up here. Got another super chat coming in. Joe Girardi Hader, Twins are out on Frankie Montas. Ugh, my goodness. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Clevinger have been doing pretty bad here through 4 games, but I'm always afraid when the Rays trade for someone because they see something. I mean, as you can see here, he's got a really good curveball. So, I mean, he was in AAA, but yeah, man. I think with Clevinger, I think the Dodgers were also just trying to clear a roster spot. You know, he was on their 40-man, so they're probably just trying to clear out a spot on the 40-man. But yeah, man, oh man. Let's check Twitter. Let's see if there's anything else. We're on some kind of like a watch, I guess, right now, because I feel like stuff is just happening. I don't know. Because I'm afraid to go live or end the live stream and then something else happens. I mean, this is killing me. Dead Man, what's going on? Brew Crew, Crone, or Mancini be a good fit, or would it even happen? I would think probably Mancini would be. I don't know. I don't think the Orioles are going to trade him. I mean, I didn't even think they were going to trade him before. I thought he could have been a nice piece somewhere, but I don't know, man. I just think there's that sort of that sentimental value with Mancini, man. I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So with Mancini, I don't know. I mean, either or. I'd probably say Mancini. Honestly, he's going to give you a little more versatility. He can go play in the outfield. So I would rather have Trey Mancini personally. But yeah, I think the Brewers could be a pretty nice fit for him if he were to become available. If we take a look, let's go. So with Mancini, obviously you got Rowdy Tellez there. He's been doing really well. But then you got the DH. You got McCutchen. So, I mean, Renfro's been hitting really well lately. And Yelich has been doing really well lately. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of a hard fit here. So I don't know. I feel like the Brewers, it's tough because you got these guys here with McCutchen. How are his splits looking? So McCutchen really picked up the pace not too long ago. His numbers are still kind of His slugging is under 400. But if we were to go with the splits, he's hitting righties actually better than lefties, which is kind of funny. So usually he's better against lefties. But I don't know. I feel like with the Brewers, man, I don't know. I would be looking more at some pitching, you know? That's just me. I kind of like what the offense is right now. I mean, I don't know. You could definitely make some upgrades. I just wonder, like, what do you do with McCutchen? Like, if you bring in a Mancini or a Crone, like, what happens with McCutchen? He's on a 1-year deal. Like, what do you do with him? You just put McCutchen on the bench? I mean, I guess you could. So, I would. Obviously, if I had a chance to get Mancini, I'm having him go back and forth with Tellez at first and whatever. And I think Mancini would be the better fit for the Brewers, just to kind of, answer that question. CJ Crone, on the other hand, if we're looking at CJ Crone, obviously you're seeing some good power numbers. 516 slugging, 22 homers, 277 average, and 120 WRC plus. Wardy, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Wardy, I love your avatar because like I just see it, it just sticks out. It's perfect. I can easily just see that you're here. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? Janzo 27. You think Thor will get traded to a contender? Absolutely. Wardy, if you're here, man, I got something for you. Wardy, listen to this, man. Here, let's picture this, okay? Noah Syndergaard on the Phillies, pitching against the Mets, tight playoff game. Oh, man, you would love that. That's high drama. That's high drama. I think the Phillies, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they went and got Syndergaard. I wouldn't be surprised because he's not going to cost a whole lot. He's a rental. And the Phillies, they don't have a ton of prospects to really give, but they could afford Syndergaard. So I want it, man. I just want Noah Syndergaard on the Phillies so you can maybe have that matchup with the Mets. I just need it. Yeah, you do got a point, though. Phillies in the playoffs. I understand. I get that point. With the Phillies right now, let's actually, here, let me go to the Phillies right now. They are, I think they have the third wild card as of right now. I like the Phillies. I think they're pretty good. Get Harper back, and oh boy. So yeah, Phillies have the third wild card right now. Come on, man. Syndergaard against the Mets in like a wild card, the wild card round. Let's do it. We need it to happen. Syndergaard pitching in Queens again, but on the Phillies. Or maybe Syndergaard goes to like, the Cardinals. I don't know. Maybe not the Phillies. But they have been connected with Syndergaard. Maybe you can go to the Cardinals and they can go up against the Mets in the playoffs. I just want to see Noah Syndergaard pitching at Citi Field against the Mets. I need to see it. It kind of reminds me of when Pedro went to the Phillies years ago, and then he's pitching against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in the World Series. That was still one of the most mind-boggling things I'd ever seen. I never thought I would see Pedro get to that level again, first off. But then he did, and he's doing it on not in a Red Sox uniform in Yankee Stadium in the World Series. Like, that was so weird to me. Like, I will never fully process that. That just blew my mind. I need to see Syndergaard against the Mets. So, let's see. Oh, I like the way you're talking. Lucas Smith. Thor versus DeGrom. Give me it. I need it. So, let's see if there's anything else here. All right, John Heyman. Let's see what did he tweet it out? Or he retweeted. John Heyman, you got to stick to the retweets right now. You're just struggling right now with the tweets. You said Joe Musgrove signed an extension with the Cubs. You said Frankie Month's market was down to, a few teams. Who the heck is Frankie Months? John Heyman, you're out of your mind. John Heyman, it's 2:00. You put the beer down. We gotta put the drinks down, my friend. My goodness. Okay, time for a nap. I'm just kidding. But John Heyman, please look at what you're typing. It's Frankie Montas, not Frankie Months. So, taking a look. Teams checking in. Omar Narvaez making $5 million this year. So, I wonder what route they take. I don't know. Brewers are interesting right now. I wonder. But that's pretty much all we got right now, everyone. There's nothing really a whole lot else going on. I do think we're going to see some other moves. I really do think Soto could be moved tonight. Just because, obviously, tomorrow is the deadline. You have 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Yeah. I just think tomorrow is going to be so busy. I would think a team would want to get a deal done for Soto tonight. So we're going to have to wait and see. But everyone, I think that's all I got, really, for here. I don't want to just sit here and just ramble on about whatever. But Hader going to the Padres, big deal. And I like it for both sides. Sure, maybe the Brewers could have gotten maybe a little bit more. But I like it. I like it overall. I think for the Padres, could it end up being a move that puts them over the edge? Possibly. Yeah. Maybe. Sure. But I think for the Brewers, what I like about it is that they also brought in a really good reliever for their bullpen. So the Brewers, they didn't really lose in this deal. They brought in prospects, a replacement for Hader, a possible project in a Lamet where get him turned around. He could end up being, give you a lot of upside. I think it was a good trade for the Brewers. I almost like it more for the Brewers than the Padres. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like it for the Padres because they get a stud closer. But I thought the Padres were already, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of one of those things where, you didn't really need to fix it, I guess. But then Rogers, he had been slipping up a little bit lately. So I guess they felt like they needed a boost there. So, yeah, but in the end, I like it for both sides. Like, it's kind of hard to really point out a negative for either side. I think it was good. So, yeah. But in the end, everyone, those are my thoughts. Big trade. Not a whole lot of action going on. We saw Efros earlier to the Yankees. We saw Castillo the other night to the Mariners. I saw a couple of trades over the weekend. David Peralta going to the Rays. Edmundo Sosa going to the Phillies. So not a whole lot going on. We're just going to have to stand pat and just wait and see what happens. But I will be probably going live tonight. I mentioned this in the last stream. I was not planning on coming live again and or coming on live here. I was literally about to get up and start, going and working on some stuff. So here I am. But everyone, I'm going to get out of here. One more time before I do get out. If you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below. Everyone, on your way out, hit that like button for me. Share the stream. Share any content on the channel. Hit the bell notification so you know when I go live. Absolutely hit that bell notification. That's huge. Hit that bell, especially if I'm going live again for tonight. So, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. Go have your... I think this is going to be the last time I'm going live. At least for a little while, for a few hours. Hopefully, I'm not going to get off here and then something happens. I'm going to check one more time. Okay, Cam Rosenthal tweeted something with an article. Okay, just had to make sure. Watch, I'm gonna end the stream and then Frankie Montal is gonna get traded. Watch, it's gonna happen. Yeah, 1E. See you in 10 minutes. I'll see you in 10 minutes, my friend. I'm kidding. Hopefully tonight. I'm not back until tonight. So, everyone, go enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time.